Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name's Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most here on The Rundown. 2A Views, conservative news. And Craig, guess what day it is?
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Who's ready?
Throw Punch Thursday, bitch.
Yep.
Sometimes, man,
Yep.
sometimes you just gotta do it, bruh. Sometimes.
I keep telling you, the superpower I want is the ability to strike people through the internet. That's what I
Oh
want.
man, that would be game changing. Because first of all, you'd have to be as soon as you did it, you have to make sure it was recorded. Because first of all, it would go viral, and as soon as people saw that was possible, they would straighten up their online activity like immediately.
Absolutely. That's our goal, law and order.
Law and order, right?
Not revenge. Not revenge.
No, come on, man. Be honest, man. It's just about violence. You just want to inflict violence upon people.
I do not support violence at all.
I do not support violence at all.
I do not
We
support
are
violence.
peaceable people here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys who are actually just listening to the program, you clearly are not getting the signal.
Yes. Craig was making like a one-eyed giraffe face. It was weird.
One-eyed giraffe face. So tell me, were you successful on Hump Day of actually beginning your weekend?
Well, if you consider cutting the grass part of weekend activities, then yes.
Yes, cutting the grass is officially a weekend activity.
Yes. Yeah, it's just again this time of year in Florida, if you're not cutting every other day, you're going to be catching up for a long time. So
Oh yeah, well that's just like that's like washing the dishes in Florida. It's like
Yeah.
putting out the trash. Like you just
Yeah.
got to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, here in California,
It gets
you
spoiled,
can
though.
go. Spring is when it's the worst because it's like that's everything's growing, everything's grown over during the winter. You got your mowing probably more often. Summertime, depending on how hot it is and whether or not you're rationing water, which I'm not going to confess to anything, but let's just say my grass is healthy.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I've got like a field grass. It's Bahia grass, and for 5 months out of the year, I weed eat around the house. Maybe that's about it. The grass grows about an inch a month. During this other 6 months, 7 months out of the year with the rainy and the heat, it grows about 6 inches a day.
6 inches a day.
I'm not lying. I mean, I'll start taking pictures and showing you guys. It's 6 inches a day, Craig. And it takes me 2 hours to cut. I can't do it all in one day. I can take like an hour or two one day and an hour or two the next day. By the time I'm done cutting one day, I can go back where I started and start again. It's grown an inch or two in 2 hours in the heat.
Okay, I was literally about to say that as a joke.
No, it's true. Because you just start checking your mower. You're like, are my tires getting deflated? Is the deck on the wrong level? Oh no, it's just been an hour and a half since I started.
It's twoo. It's twoo.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, hey, folks, look, if you are watching this program live, meaning you're watching it 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, I got the times right. Made sure to get the times right that time. Look, folks, we're live. We're watching. We're following your comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Twitter, if you're watching us on Rumble, if you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and comment. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about. If you got something to say it, and we will share it with our audience. If you're just, watching, feel free to comment anyway if you're watching us or you're listening to us on wherever you get your podcasts. But go ahead and let us know what you think of the program. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about. If you have a topic you'd like us to cover, go ahead, comment. Let us know. We're paying attention. Now, before we get into today's topics,
Olympic
though, we got to do that
breakdancing.
thing. You know what that thing is. It's giving a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yep. All right, let's say hi to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. Remember, if you need an AR barrel, these guys have got everything: rifle caliber, pistol caliber, any length you desire. Get on over to hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you could take part in California's future today. If you want the best in concealed tactical holsters, get on over to Hog Holsters. That's HAWG holsters.com. Hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown, all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, outdoor gear, web gear, you can get everything except the gun from our friends at uscombatgear.com.
All right, Mike, and I want to make sure to give one more shout out to our good friend, Mr. Patrick Collins. The Gun Food staff is watching like normal. You know, it's good to have a nice, solid contingent there in the state of Georgia.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at, I see the message board from him. It says he wants to hear more about Olympic breakdancing. So we'll try and fit that in, Patrick.
I think last time I talked to Patrick, he actually was talking about going out for the breakdancing team. I don't know what happened,
Yeah.
Patrick. You know, we were expecting, I tuned in expecting to see you doing your thing.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
I think they probably disqualified him this year because he said he wanted to bring a live band. I don't know if they let that happen now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think the live band probably did it. But I don't know though.
Yeah.
The Australian was pretty hard to beat.
Oh, yeah, unless you were handicapped in a wheelchair.
Unless you
still
were
couldn't beat her.
handicapped. You know, all that having been said, I will say this. There are a few Olympians that are being talked about more than the female breakdancer from Australia.
Yeah, they're going to put her on the bottom of a box of Wheaties.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into today's stories.
Spin the box like she's breakdancing.
All right, here's the deal, folks. And, you know, we're on day 26. Nobody has seen Kamala Harris answer a single question from the media. Nobody has seen her do an interview. Once again, it's been 26 days. We're going on week number 4. We're 2 days away from 4 weeks, a full month of her having been the nominee and not having answered any questions. But that has not kept her from taking positions on issues. And the interesting thing is that she is doing a flipping and a flopping, and everybody is talking about it.
They probably are not going to like it. I mean, this show, we have made sure it's always fast-paced. I hate playing 35-second sound bites, but this one is worth it. I mean, KJP today was asked in the White House press briefing about Kamala's achievements and her policies, and she gave 35 seconds of this, Mehek Cook, and I'll get your response.
I would say it's a comprehensive whole. Our accomplishments here, the Biden-Harris accomplishments, are the Biden-Harris accomplishments. She's played a role, whether it is being on the floor of the Senate, right, getting really important legislations to pass through, right, or being in the room with the president on trying to figure out how to move forward strategically with the policy or how to make tough decisions on behalf of the American people. She's been there. She has been there. These have been, and we've had, as you know, important moments, historic moments, and she's been a critical partner.
Mehek, Kamala Harris could not have said it better herself.
Look,
Yeah,
Trace, I think all the lying has been giving voters whiplash, but we finally know the truth. Those are the policies. It's the Biden-Harris policies. And we now know for a fact under President Trump, when we were paying about $1.86 for gas, $5 is a national average under President Biden. We had a Remain in Mexico policy, which meant that illegal criminals weren't crossing the border and staying in the United States. It's now an open border. So we're continuing to see these policies, and KJP just told us that Kamala Harris stands with Joe Biden. She's more liberal. Americans can't afford it, and we need to make sure that she is never in a high office. She needs to go and work a low-paying job and understand what every single American is feeling today, the pain under her administration, her economy, and that is how she's truly going to learn just the basics, Trace, because right now she needs to be out of office.
Yeah, I agree she needs to be out of office, but the funny part is is that she is clearly flip-flopping. She has completely and utterly changed, or is doing the best she can to divorce herself from the Biden agenda. And it's gotten so bad that even Dana Bash over at CNN, the propaganda arm of the DNC, even she's noticed and is asking the campaign, what's up with that?
In the 2020 primary, the vice president praised the defund the police movement, and now she says she doesn't support defunding the police. She called for decriminalizing crossing the border illegally. Now she supports President Biden's policies for clamping down at the border. She supported Medicare for all at one point, eliminating private insurance, and her campaign says she doesn't support that now. She's reversed herself on a fracking ban. What do you think that voters should think when she's reversed herself on several issues just in the last 4 years?
I think that voters should think that she's a human being who learns new things every single day and has the ability to take the time and effort to hear the concerns of all people. I think that they should be certain that she is a fighter and a leader who's going to do the work on their behalf to ensure that there is an economy that ensures that no one is left behind, that there is a climate, that we're going to continue to address the climate crisis in a way that ensures that there is an earth here for young people and for next generations of leaders. I think that they should absolutely believe that she is a leader who cares about people and who's going to put them first, as she has done her entire career.
So no concern about flip-flopping?
No concern about flip-flopping.
All right, now, Mike, you heard what I heard. She sat there and Dana Bash went through all of the positions she went. And by the way, every single one of those positions, she went from left-wing liberal to Donald Trump. And now all of a sudden, and then when asked the question, the campaign spokesperson, all she had to say was, yo, no, she's going to be a liberal. She's going to be a liberal. She's going to be liberal. So you're not worried about flip-flopping? No, I'm not worried about it. I think it's because she's lying. What do you think?
It's absolutely because she's lying. She's willing to prostitute out her beliefs to buy your vote, folks. That's what she's doing. She is selling off the truth so she can get your votes. Oh, wow, none of this liberal stuff seems to be working. Let's go with what Donald Trump did. People seem to like that, and we'll say it's been my position. Or, as her spokesperson just said, oh, well, she's getting more educated. You know what I'd like? I'd like you to be educated before you become vice president, before you become president. Not, on the job 3.5 years into it, you decide maybe I should pay attention to an issue or two. She's an absolute prostitute for her belief system. That's all I could say.
Well, exactly, Mike. In fact, some of the folks commenting online here, we got some of the folks commenting online here. We've got Valiant Thor says, Kamala locked us up for smoked a doobie and laughed about it. America, it's time to unburden from what has been. Oh, I love that one. I love it. I actually, Mike, wrote a piece called I wrote a piece about Kamala Harris, and it was basically imagining what can be unburdened by what has been. And I pretty much focused and talked about her record, basically how she's basically running away from her record. And that her communication strategy is lie, lie, lie. Oh, wait, did I lie? Time for me to lie some more.
Did you address yellow school buses?
I did not address yellow school buses.
All right, next time, put it in there.
Next time, I will make sure to include yellow school buses as a part of the conversation.
Our policies go round and round and round like the wheels on the bus.
Like the wheels on. See, now I knew that was coming around somewhere. I was like, okay, the ties to Kamala. Okay, I was trying to figure it out. See, Mike. See, that's why Mike gets paid the big bucks, because he's able to connect the dots.
Boom, baby. Boom, just like that.
But it's funny when even CNN is calling you out on, like, look, you said this. What's funny about it, Mike, is they act like, well, some of it, they're like, well, that was 4 years ago when she was running for president. She's someone who learns. No, I'm talking about stuff you were doing 2 months ago. What did you learn in the last 2 months from being the vice presidential potential nominee to being the presidential nominee. What did you learn that changed your mind?
You know when you learn, Craig? You learn to define what your policies are and what your beliefs are before you start running for office. She should have done this 25, 30 years ago, much the same way, right, that Ronald Reagan did as a civilian Democrat, changed his party to Republican, and then ran for governor of California, and then ran for president.
Well, exactly. He changed his. Well, although I will say this, in California especially, there wasn't as big a separation between a moderate Democrat and a moderate Republican. He was not a conservative Republican when he was governor. He didn't become a conservative until he ran for president. But
and again, because he was what, as he will say, he was the governor that California needed, and then he was the president that America needed.
Exactly. And I think that's probably the best way to put it. But dude, once again, just going back to it all, the fact that she has not gone before any media and answered any questions has got to that has got to be the story. In fact,
yes,
in many places, even over at CNN, Mike, it is the story. I mean, there is a video, and I made it a point. This time, I made it a point to download it. I wanted to have it for yesterday, but I made sure to pull it up for today. And this was, and you know who Jim Acosta is. He is a left-wing liberal guy over there at CNN. He was actually pressing the Harris camp on talking about avoiding the media. He wasn't going to let him get away with it. And Mike, you are going to be surprised. Dude actually laughs in his face. Check it out.
Would it kill you guys to have a press conference? Why hasn't she had a press conference?
Listen, the Vice President and Governor Walz have been busy crisscrossing this country since the launch of this campaign and adding Governor Walz to the ticket. You saw the ways in which they went across the battleground states last week, generating rallies of thousands, 10,000 here, 15,000 there. But
Michael, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Do you mind if I cut in? I mean, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Why hasn't she had a press conference? She's the vice president. She can handle the questions. Why not do it?
We absolutely are going to do it. You hear her take questions as she's out on the stump. And she said last week, we're going to be having a sit-down interview here before the end of the month. What she's going to be focused on and what this campaign is going to be focused on is communicating directly with the voters that are actually going to decide the pathway to 270 electoral votes. That's why she
can you commit to a press conference this week?
This past week. That's why we're doing a bus tour in Pennsylvania as we head into Chicago. And it's why we'll sit down for an interview before the end of the month to make sure that we can have a deep dive conversation about the vision that Kamala Harris has for where she wants to take this country and the contrast that we're going to have with Donald Trump. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to do that throughout the rest of
but one interview by the end of the month.
This month and throughout the rest of the campaign.
I don't want to belabor this, but one interview before the end of the month. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, can you commit to a press conference before the end of the month?
We will commit to directly engage with the voters that are actually going to decide this election. And that is going to be complete with rallies, with sit-down interviews, with press conferences, with all the digital assets that we have at our disposal.
Now, Mike, maybe it's just me, but what I heard was, go F yourself, Joe Acosta.
I saw Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets.
Wow. He basically said, Mike, look, we're going to ignore you and we're just going to talk to the voters. And if you want to share what we're talking about, just come to our events. And what they should, here's what the media should do. Stop covering her events. Just stop covering them. Stop talking about them. Stop covering. If you're serious, make them come to you. Don't talk about them at all.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Maybe cover them, but have no audio and just go day 26, no comments to the media. Day 27, no comments to the media. Yeah.
So, Mike, this actually just came across. I just saw this. And I tell you what, this is one of the reasons why I think they need to be in front of the media, or the media needs to be pushing for this. This is a Fox News poll. This literally just dropped, right? We're talking when the show started was when this dropped. Fox News poll majorities approve Biden dropping out of 2024 race, but don't think he should resign. But here's the part. This is where they're burying the lead. 3/4 think Kamala Harris knew about Biden's decline. 3/4 of people believe that she knew and didn't tell the American people. No, let me clarify. Not only did not tell the American people, lied to the American people.
She is the one duty bound by the Constitution to take action. Or his mental health declines to the point where he cannot serve as president. She is. And she knew, and now America knows that she knew. Why is she not on trial?
Exactly. We now know. Why is she not? At the very least, she needs to be on the hot seat.
And did I misstep? I got the control booth in my ear. The Constitution, she's duty bound by. I think I said Congress. She's duty bound by the Constitution.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said. Yes, she is the one who, if she knew, she's the one that is obligated, as you have pointed out, to say something and to actually use the 25th Amendment. Now, instead of her employing the 25th Amendment, Barack Obama did it on her behalf as a threat to get Biden to drop out of the race.
Yeah, the ones actually running the administration. Exactly.
This is beyond. I mean, what's funny is that when I talk to Democrats, they're like, they see no problem with this. They believe that they're saving democracy by undemocratically appointing and anointing a Democratic nominee that nobody voted for. I had one guy even tell me, well, no, she was on the ballot every time. I'm like, no, go look at your primary ballot. It did not include vice president. Vice president was not on there.
Yep. Those are not named till the convention.
Nope. Not named till the convention. So no, nobody voted for Kamala Harris.
Right.
But she is now the Democratic nominee. Anointed and appointed. Selected, not elected.
That's it. Exactly right. Coup d'etat, baby.
Anyway, but Mike, there's tons of other things that she needs to actually be on the record about. I'll give you another example. Here's a great one. UCLA, right? You remember all of the events that went on with UCLA. You remember the protests and everything that went on there. As a matter of fact, it happened at universities across the country. It happened in cities across the country. It happened in front of the White House and in front of the Capitol building. And yet you had Kamala Harris say absolutely nothing about the violation of civil rights that took place on behalf of Hamas and the Palestinians. People were preventing college students at UCLA from getting to their classes on campus, right? So a judge comes out and says, this was just plain wrong, right? This was, it was so anti-American, anti-democratic, complete and utter violation of the Constitution. He made it a point, and we'll see here, and this is, excuse me. He made it a point here. I'm trying to pull it up. There we go. He made it a point to talk about how bad it was. And here's the funny part. So you had UCLA actually criticize the ruling that pro-Palestinian protesters can't exclude Jews from campus. It says here, U.S. judge finds Jewish students were blocked from parts of the university because they refused to denounce their faith, a fact so unimaginable and abhorrent to the First Amendment. Now, that's what the judge said in his statement. It said, you guys have to take steps to make sure that this doesn't happen, or you should have made steps or taken steps to protect these students. Well, UCLA's response, let's go down here a little bit further. A spokesman for UCLA criticized the ruling to the Los Angeles Times, saying it would, quote, improperly hamstring our ability to respond to events on the ground, end quote. They added that the school is, quote, considering all options moving forward, end quote. The university had previously indicated it could appeal. UCLA's fall semester for law students begins this month. Lawyers for the university had argued during the hearing that UCLA wasn't at fault for the protesters' behavior and that the school had sought to non-violently de-escalate the encampments without involving the police. Campus police instead took a strategy of enforcing, quote, neutral zones once the encampments formed. As a way of preventing altercations, the attorneys said the schools had faced criticism from some corners for sending in law enforcement to immediately break up encampments and make arrests. Now, the only people, Mike, who were criticizing them for sending in law enforcement were the pro-Hamas. The point is that when someone, I don't care if they were students or not, threatened a student and said, you can't go here unless you denounce your faith, those students should, whoever that person was who was doing it, should have been arrested, should have been put in handcuffs and hauled off to jail. That's a threat. Not only is it a threat, but under California law, now whether you believe in hate crimes or not, under California law, it's a hate crime.
It should have ended at, you can't go here. I'm not letting you pass.
Right.
It shouldn't have anything to do with beyond that, whether you denounce this, you're this religion or that. The law is clear, Craig, right? I have the right to be there. I'm a paid student. I'm on here on campus. You're blocking me from going there. You're breaking the law. Now bring into it, like you said, the hate crime additive, and that should have resulted in an instant hauling away to jail. But no, what we're going to do is we're going to put down a little piece of tape on the ground, and you stay between those lines, and you'll be safe. No, nobody will harm you. Okay, right. They get to see me. They knew who I am. They know what car I came from. They know where I'm going. None of that could possibly ever turn out bad for me.
Man, as soon as they tried to pull that Gandalf, they should have been snatched to the pit of hell like that Belrog took him down. You shall not pass. Oop, I fell.
Yeah, I don't get those references, but I'll go with you. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, man. Sorry. I nerded out there for a second. I apologize.
Okay.
Every time I hear people doing that stuff, I think of, you shall not pass. Anyway.
Now I hear that and I think of Monty Python. Yeah.
You think of Monty Python. Yeah. I could see a very good Monty Python skit mocking that.
Remember when they try to get past the Black Knight? Remember?
Yeah. I do remember that one. Anyway, man. But it's interesting that they did that. Now, let's talk about another travesty that has taken place. Another thing that Kamala Harris should be answering for. Now, yesterday, you remember we had the parting shot with Kamala Harris and the talking about they were doing a parade for the accomplishments of Kamala Harris. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah. Mike, I probably had the cart before the horse because there is a story out in the Washington Free Beacon. It says watch as Taliban parades stolen U.S. equipment from Biden's botched Afghanistan withdrawal in anniversary celebration. And here I got a small snippet from the parade.
I think that's my home beat.
I bet you it says somewhere in there, Mike was here.
Oh, yeah. Look at all the loaches. Equipment, the loaches. That's a pretty bunch of equipment there.
How much in terms of dollar amount was it that we wound up leaving over there for the Taliban?
Billions, 29 billion sticks in my head.
Yeah, that's kind of like your ex-girlfriend, like wearing the ring and the jewelry and the outfit that you gave her while she's going out on a date with another dude and then posting it on the gram.
Right? Like she doesn't want you to see that, right?
Right. The only thing they didn't do was the only thing she didn't do was tag you.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Yeah. Yep.
At America.
That's right.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, bad juju. All right, folks. Well, hey, that brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces, and get your Hog holster today. All right, we got a few things going on here that you are going to enjoy. The first one that we have here, this was one that Mike shared with me, and I'm serious. In honor of all that we have been watching and talking about with Kamala Harris avoiding the media, I had to throw this one in there. Here we go. Yeah, the Secret Service just gave Kamala's campaign a secret code word that, when announced, prompts everyone to take immediate cover. That word is interview.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, ain't gonna be doing no interviews up around her.
Yep.
But you know who did do an interview? Donald Trump did an interview just the other day, and he did it with Elon Musk. And after the interview, they decided to wrap it all up with a little dance number.
Oh, we need the sound.
I don't know what happened to the sound. It's staying alive. I don't know why the sound is not playing. My apologies, but they look good, don't they? This was posted to Elon Musk's Twitter.
Yeah,
someone posted it. They did this with AI. I think they did this with Grok, whatever the new AI they have is.
Came in at the very end when they finished dancing.
Nope, still nothing. I don't understand why that sound isn't coming on. I thought I would try it again, see if the sound would come up, but yeah, for some reason the sound didn't play. But if you go and you Google it, you'll find it. It's a funny video. All right, and then finally we've got one more video here, and you will enjoy this one. Really kind of talking about how woke casinos have gotten in Las Vegas.
Some of the casinos are very woke in Vegas now. No longer is it blackjack, now it's Black Lives Matter Jack, which is very nice. And no longer is it one-eyed Jack, now he's visually impaired Jack. And some of the Jacks identify as Jill now, that's kind of weird. And no longer is it poker, now it's take her out to dinner and a movie. It's insane.
Yeah. Blackjack Lives Matter? Or Black Lives Matter Jack?
Black Lives Matter Jack. Yeah. Yep, there you go.
Oh, fun stuff. All right, folks. Well, hey, that's going to be about it for today. But before we go, we got to do what we do, and that's give one more quick shout out to our sponsors.
If you got that AR in the past 5 years, you probably got one of their barrels and don't even know it. Well, now you can buy from them factory direct for your next AR build or rebarrel your current AR platform. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Make sure you get over there and support them today. Come on, you know they need the help. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, you can get everything except a gun at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment, visit our sponsors by following the link in the description to our program. Just go there, check them out, spend some money with them, and when you do, make sure you let them know that it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it a day because it looks like we're done. We will be back tomorrow on Free For All Friday, Fun Friday. Thank God it's Friday. However you wish to refer to it, it'll be what it'll be, but we're going to have a good time. You folks take care, have fun, stay out of trouble, and if you get a chance, send a few downrange for us. I'll let you later.